From the rising of the sun to its going down, the Lord's name is to be praised. Let us open our hearts to his presence and listen for his voice in the stillness of this evening hour. Our evening sacrifice, the desire of ages, chapter 37, the first Evangelists, May 4th. Anywhere with Jesus I can go to sleep, when the darkening shadows round about me creep, knowing I shall wake on never more to roam. Anywhere with Jesus will be home, sweet home. Anywhere, anywhere. There I cannot know. Anywhere with Jesus I can safely go. This chapter is based on Matthew 10, Mark 6, verse 7 to 11, Luke 9, verse 1 to 6. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Matthew 15, verse 24. The disciples on their first missionary tour were to go only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. If they had now preached the gospel to the Gentiles or the Samaritans, they would have lost their influence with the Jews. By exciting the prejudice of the Pharisees, they would have involved themselves in controversy, which would have discouraged them at the outset of their labors. Even the apostles were slow to understand that the gospel was to be carried to all nations. Until they themselves could grasp this truth, they were not prepared to labor for the Gentiles. If the Jews would receive the gospel, God purposed to make them his messengers to the Gentiles. Therefore, they were first to hear the message. All over the field of Christ's labor, there were souls awakened to their need and hungering and thirsting for the truth. The time had come to send the tidings of his love to these longing hearts. To all these, the disciples were to go as his representatives. The believers would thus be led to look upon them as divinely appointed teachers, and when the Savior should be taken from them, they would not be left without instructors. On this first tour, the disciples were to go only where Jesus had been before them and had made friends. Their preparation for the journey was to be of the simplest kind. Nothing must be allowed to divert their minds from their great work or in any way excite opposition and close the door for further labor. They were not to adopt the dress of the religious teachers, nor use any guise in appeal to distinguish them from the humble peasants. They were not to enter into the synagogues and call the people together for public service. Their efforts were to be put forth in house-to-house labor. They were not to waste time in needless salutations or in going from house to house for entertainment. But in every place they were to accept the hospitality of those who were worthy, those who would welcome them heartily as if entertaining Christ himself. They were to enter the dwelling with this beautiful salutation, "Peace be to this house." Luke 10, verse 5. That home would be blessed by their prayers, their songs of praise, and the opening of the scriptures in the family circle. This passage was taken from The Desire of Ages, page 351 to 352. Pacific Press Publishing Association, copyright 2005, or Evening Sacrifice, May 4th. I encourage you to connect with God and receive strength to overcome obstacles each day. Thank you for listening. Please join us tomorrow as we offer up our evening sacrifice.